Hey guys, it's Sally Forcier here, offering you some helpful tips for self-taping skills. One of the things that I have to tell you is self-tape is so critical these days. In fact, in casting, we're noticing that their requirements for in-person casting are becoming less and less because directors see the value now of offering self-tapes and what that brings as a benefit to the production. So first thing I'm going to talk to you about is when you're offering a self-tape, I want you to understand why. Why are we asking you to self-tape versus coming into the actual casting? Well, number one, the benefit to the directors is more numbers, better numbers, more submissions, and less amount of time. So clearly when we're doing a casting in person, our window is really small on how many people we can actually see in that casting. So that is the number one benefit to the director is more numbers. In pre-production, there's so much going on. We have so much that we're balancing and spinning, and everything's important. It's like whatever rises to the top gets done first. Well, casting kind of comes in at that same time when they're in pre-production, and it's crazy. Let me tell you. I mean, I've just wrapped my 5th movie in the last 3 years that I've been part of the production, and it is a lot to do in a very little time. The reason for that being, obviously, they don't get to get greenlit until funding's in, and then all of a sudden it's hurry up and go, and so everything's important. So just understand, we always want to see that, we give you an opportunity to show your best work, right? So self-taping, what I've noticed in casting is, because it's thrown at you to do usually pretty quickly, I end up getting less submissions, believe it or not, in some cases, because people see their fears come up. I don't know technology. I don't know how to shoot this. I don't know the right lighting, best backdrop, all those things. So that's why self-tape training is really, really important. Also, if you're looking for an agent and they see that you've had some self-training classes or training coaching in that capacity, they're going to be more interested in signing you because they know that that is a huge way of auditioning now. So I'm going to give you some tips that are going to be very helpful, okay? Because obviously, even though it's beneficial to the director to see more numbers and self-taping, that means there's more odds against you. So be careful that you don't get stuck in that rut and you're left out because you didn't feel confident that how to work the camera, how to edit your video, how to upload it. All these things are real simple. So I'm going to give you a few tips that hopefully will help you get more confidence in the self-tape arena. So number one, I want you to think about where your best light is in your home or your apartment, because obviously the lighting is going to make a big difference. So having the right equipment, a really simple ring light that you can get on Amazon, less than $30 usually will do the trick, okay? And it usually has an adjuster, so good lighting. Know what camera you're going to use. Are you using your iPhone? If so, get an adapter for your tripod. Are you using your camcorder? If so, do you have the right SD cards? Do you know how to drop the content onto your computer so you can edit that? Basically, what I want you to do is get the right tools, be familiar with them, and then be sure you know how to set up your self-tape studio, if you will, in your home in 10 minutes or less. Why? Well, because a lot of times you get these self-tape or audition requests for you to submit, and you have like a day. Well, you have work, you have life, you have family, things are going on. So we want you to be able to feel confident enough to still submit and not just go, oh, I don't have the time, or I don't have the right equipment, or I don't know the right lighting. There's so many reasons why it would prevent you as an artist to record your video. So I don't want you to find that to prevent it, but I also want you to do it right. So that when we do get your video, it's gonna shine, and it's gonna look good, and I'm gonna be able to forward it on to the director. Because if you don't do what we ask in the request, and we get maybe a video, we can't see you, we can't hear you, we're not sending it to the client, to the director or the producer. So you want to get past us. You want us to, thank God they invited me to audition, but I also want them to send it on to the director. I want to be seen. I want to be cast in this job. So be sure that you can your equipment. You can set it up within 10 minutes or less. You know your best lighting around the house and at different times of the day, right? And then please try to watch for distractions. So keep in mind, we do casting at all different hours of the day. My team will tell you it can be brutal. So if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm looking at literally hundreds and hundreds of self-tapes in a matter of a short window, and I'm tired because we're also in pre-production for this movie, well, a simple distraction can really take away from you. Meaning, if you have a kitten walking behind you across the table in the kitchen, but you're doing your audition, if that looks like a distraction, you're likely going to distract us to where we're not really paying attention to your read. So be sure you watch for things in the background that might distract us, noises like a crying baby in the background. I mean, any little thing that might distract us when we're trying to watch your delivery and your character. The other thing is watch out for bad lighting or bad audio, because if I can't hear you or can't see you, that's a problem, right? And then also that's tricky when you need a reader and you don't necessarily have anybody there to read with you, or you can't call on an actor. Know what tools you could use to read the opposite line so that you still can film a scene at 10, 12 o'clock at night and get it to me by first thing in the morning and meet the deadline. So those are a few tips. Obviously, I just want to give you a highlight. This is normally a 3-hour class that I do in person where we go over everything hands-on, and I usually offer those a couple times a year. But just wanted to kind of help you along. Those are the bigger things that I feel that people need to know and understand what's important. And I think I'm going to leave you with this last one, and that is practice. Know your character. The reason why I want you to only have 10 minutes to set up, because I want most of your time to be spent on developing your character, analyzing the script, and giving a great performance. So good luck. I hope this helps, and keep dreaming, guys.